to my life coach channel. Recently, a legend football player declared that he is coming back to play international matches again after 15 years of retirement. He is 58-year old and in past he has been named World Cup winner, senator, everything. Now what he did, he just broke the fallacious generalization that after retirement players can play or after certain age they can't play, right? And this fallacious generalization forms in mind and in society we always find that. That's why my today's topic is fallacious generalization. Hello, I'm Nandini Das, academician, author and citizen journalist. So as I always do, first I'll briefly discuss what is fallacious, then I'll tell you what is generalization, then I'll tell you 5 practices how to avoid forming this fallacious generalization in your mind and behave accordingly. So let's start with what is fallacious. Fallacious means this is an adverb and it means that a misleading idea or reaction. Even sometimes some unquestionable traditions we follow while it can be easily changed. Take for instance fairness creams. Fairness creams ads comes like after 1 week if you apply you will be fair, after 50 the ads are like insane. What that means? That means that those who have dusky skin, dark skin, they are not beautiful. But some celebrities these days they have broke this fallacious generalization and they are refusing to do ads for this fairness creams. Now you understand what is fallacious. Now coming to generalization. Generalization itself it is a positive term, but when I'll tell you, you will understand its characteristics, you will understand generalization, then you will know that how it forms with fallaciousness. Now, the first characteristics of generalization is it notes similarities between and among things, incidents, everything. Number 2 characteristics of generalization is it is descriptive. Number 3 is generalization is not judgmental. And number 4 characteristic of generalization is it can be modified. Now you know that generalization in itself is a positive notion, but when it merges with fallaciousness, the fallacious generalization it becomes wrong, right? Now you understood that. That's why we need to avoid forming this fallacious generalization in our mind and behave accordingly. And the first practice to avoid this fallacious generalization is first of all you need to question whether it is purely emotional or there is some logic behind it. Take for instance, now I told you that legend football player is coming back to international games matches. Some people say that no, this is not possible because that is purely emotional. Now if you find the logic behind, you can go to the last Olympic. In that last Olympic, a 14-year-old player and another is above 60-year-old player, they won medals in the Olympic games. That means logically it is right. So now how you can avoid this fallacious generalization, now you understand that, right? Then number 2 is although you are not judgmental, but you need to scrutinize, you need to explore more things. Unless you explore, how can you know the truth? As I gave you the example in the first place, right? So you have to explore things to know the truth of this fallacious generalization, what everyday life we do. Then number 3 is you need to break it down. When you heard something fallacious generalization, as I give you examples of this fairness cream or age of players or anything else likewise. So how you will break it down? Why, what happens, why happens, when, where, how. If you break it down like this, you can get the truth, right? So it is just like here saying or emotional, or there is some logic and or truth behind it. You can understand that. And number 4 practice to avoid this fallacious generalization is mind your reaction or your behavior, because of this fallacious generalization, people behave insane or out of how they shouldn't behave. Just like I gave you this example, you feel that how this happens about fairness creams, about age, and you can write down in the comment box some more examples of this fallacious generalization. We need to avoid that. Now coming to the 5 practice how to avoid fallacious generalization. Each, be civilized in your behavior. Whether you have scrutinized it or not, first of all you need to be civilized in your behavior while coming to this fallacious generalization. Now I hope this is extremely useful for you, and don't forget to give a thumbs up to my channel, share it with as many as people you can, and if you haven't subscribed my channel, just subscribe it. See you soon. Till then, have a good time. Bye bye.